At the far edge of the galaxy, beyond the last mapped stars, an alien research vessel floated silently. Its crew had been scanning dead space for years. Most of the younger crew thought it was a waste of time. Nothing lived out here, just old. Rocks, frozen light, and forgotten wrecks. But today, something changed. The main console blinked. A signal came through. Soft at first, like a whisper through static. Then it grew stronger. It wasn't random. It was a pattern. Ancient. Sharp. It repeated itself every 6 seconds. The communication officer stared at it, confused. The pattern was too clean for natural noise. Then the ship's translator pinged. The old alien commander walked in slowly, holding a steaming cup. He took one glance at the screen and stopped mid-step. His eyes widened. "That code," he said in a low voice. "That's Earth military, from the Omega War era." The young officers exchanged confused looks. "But humans are extinct," one of them said. The commander didn't answer. He just set his cup down, walked over to the console, and stared at the signal. It kept pulsing, repeating. Earth's code, the kind not used in over 500,000 years. Galactic governments didn't take it seriously. News of the signal spread fast. Some officials laughed. Others called it a glitch or old space junk bouncing signals. But deep down, the oldest races, those who remembered Earth, did not laugh. They remembered how humans once burned entire fleets and shattered planets during their final war. Then, they vanished. No trace, no survivors. Now Earth's voice was speaking again. The signal came from a zone known across space as the Hollow. It was a cursed region. Fleets that entered it never came back. No one ever mapped it. No one ever returned. But someone had to check. A recon ship was selected. Small, fast, disposable. The pilot was a young reptilian named Ralvok. He had never seen war. He had never seen a human. But he had heard stories. Stories whispered like horror tales in training camps. He wasn't sure if they were true. But as his ship neared the signal's location, he began to believe them. Asteroids filled the region like bones, thousands, millions, floating in strange patterns. Too smooth, too perfect. At the heart of it all was something massive. A shape, covered in rock and metal, half buried, silent. Ralvok activated the ship's scanners. At first, the structure didn't respond. It looked like a fortress, or maybe a ship. But it was unlike anything modern engineers had seen. Its size was beyond logic, easily 10 times larger than a dreadnought. There were no windows, no lights, no movement. Then the lights flickered. Not his ship's lights, the structure's. Ralvok froze. His heart pounded. Something inside the giant structure had woken up. Energy readings spiked. Old power, something not used in this age, surged through ancient circuits. The signal grew louder. It wasn't a cry for help. It was a call, a beacon. Ralvok turned his ship around, trying to send a message back. But his screen went black. His ship stopped responding. The engines failed. Then his view slowly filled with blue light. A symbol appeared, burned onto the screen. An eagle. The mark of old Earth. Thousands of light years away, in different systems, other alien observers were watching. Drones stationed near the hollow picked up the energy burst. Surveillance probes caught the moment the structure started moving. The signal had done its job. It had summoned attention. Within hours, 3 fleets were dispatched to investigate. One belonged to the Zarn Dominion, another to the peaceful Galeri, the third, unknown. A black-flagged armada that answered to no one. None of them expected what happened next. As the fleets neared the dead zone, the structure moved, slowly, like a beast waking after centuries of sleep. Massive chunks of asteroid cracked and fell away. Underneath was metal, dark, ancient, and unbreakable. It wasn't a base, it wasn't a ruin. It was a ship, a human ship. But not like the ones recorded in history. This one was bigger, older, and alive with tech no species recognized. No signs of life, no crew. But it moved with purpose. The Zarn fleet sent a warning. The human ship didn't respond. They fired a warning shot. The shot vanished, absorbed mid-space. Then, without firing a weapon, without even aiming, the human ship released a single pulse. Every ship in the Zarn fleet shut down. Engines dead. Weapons off. Life support frozen. Then the ship moved past them. No battle. No sound. Just quiet. Power. Galactic networks went into full panic. Messages flew across systems. News anchors called it a ghost from Earth. Some said it was a machine god. Others said humanity had returned. But no one could deny what they saw. The signal had been a message. Earth's lost fleet had awakened. And it was only the beginning. Panic spread across the galaxy. The footage of the ancient Earth vessel, now called Ghost Titan by terrified observers, circulated on every known network. Analysts replayed the moment it disabled an entire fleet, without a single visible weapon. It had shown no aggression. It had spoken no words. But its presence was louder than war. In the core systems, military leaders called emergency meetings. Scientists argued over how such a ship could exist, undetected for 500,000 years. Religious groups called it a sign of doom. Some even worshipped it. And deep within a hidden moon near Earth's old orbit, something else stirred. A black site, buried so deep it didn't exist on any record, received the signal. Inside, machines lit up for the first time in ages. A massive cryo chamber released cold mist. One by one, metal pods opened. Eyes blinked in the dim light. Old eyes. Human eyes. Not clones. Not AI. Real human soldiers. Each of them had the Earth Defense tattoo on their necks. Each of them had once fought in the Omega War, then gone silent with the fleet when Earth vanished from galactic history. A woman stepped forward. Her name was Commander Alara Voss. She looked 30. She was over 500,000 years old. She wiped frost from her arms and looked around. "Report," she said, her voice strong. "Signal confirmed. Titan 1 is active," one soldier replied. "The outer fleets have seen it. Alien contact has begun." Ilara nodded. "Then it begins. Restore contact with the others. Wake them all." Back in open space, fleets from over 20 alien factions surrounded the edge of the dead zone. None dared to enter. Instead, they waited, watching the ancient ship drift forward. But something changed. The ship began transmitting. Not words, coordinates, a place far beyond the galaxy's edge. A place that didn't exist on any modern star chart. The Council of Races debated furiously. Some wanted to follow. Others demanded the ship be destroyed. But one message silenced them all. A second Earth ship appeared. It emerged from behind a collapsed star, sleek, silent, symbols glowing on its hull, symbols no species could read. This ship didn't broadcast anything. It simply hovered above a small Zarn observation post. The alien officers inside stared in fear. Then their screens went black, and a voice spoke, not loud. "Not angry, just calm. Return what you took, or be judged," the message repeated once. Then the ship vanished in a blink of light. The Zarn post lost contact with their main system. Minutes later, every Zarn base within 5 sectors lost power. No explosions, no warnings, just dead silence. Now the Council believed this wasn't some rogue AI or malfunctioning ghost ship. This was Earth, returning with purpose. Inside the Ghost Titan, systems continued to wake. Thousands of drones emerged from hidden bays. Small, fast, shaped like shards of metal. They moved without sound or heat. Each one scanned nearby space. Then something unexpected happened. A small civilian freighter drifted too close. Aboard were 3 alien miners. No weapons, no threat. Just workers who got caught in the wrong place. One of them, a young being named Velk, stared in shock as a drone floated outside his ship's cracked window. It didn't scan him. It didn't shoot. Instead, it projected a hologram, a human child. Smiling. "Velk," gasped. The drone beeped once and flew away. Later, Velk told news stations they weren't monsters. That ship, it remembered something. Something human. Now, even ordinary people across the galaxy began to ask, was the fleet angry? Or had it come back to finish something it started long ago? In her bunker, Commander Alara Voss finished donning her armor. She looked at the old Earth flag stitched onto her chest plate. "We were forgotten," she said quietly. "Now they'll remember." Beside her, her soldiers stood ready, not with rage, but with purpose. Their time had come, and the galaxy had no idea what was waking up next. A strange silence spread through the Council command centers. The recordings were real. The Ghost Titan had shut down more than 40 recon ships without a single shot. Engineers checked systems again and again, but no one could explain how it happened. Council leader Threx of the Gorlax Empire slammed his fist on the round table. "It's impossible. That kind of control over another fleet. Only myths speak of such things." But Admiral Luthen, the oldest among them, said nothing. He stared at the paused footage of the Earth vessel. His voice was low, almost a whisper. "They are not myths. I warned you. Earth's fleets were never fully destroyed. Only hidden." The other leaders turned toward him. "You knew?" Threx shouted. "I suspected," Luthen said. "Long ago, when the Great Collapse scattered the human empire, I served in the border patrols. We heard stories, ghost ships, lost colonies, massive energy readings from dead systems. We laughed then. But now," he pointed at the screen, "they're awake." Meanwhile, back on New Terra, the people had gathered in the main square. Children stood wide-eyed, staring at the Ghost Titan in the sky above. The elders remembered the old stories, the black ships, the silent warriors, the machine guardians. Alara Voss walked among them like a ghost from the past. She wasn't just a commander. She was a living piece of Earth's military legacy. Cloned, trained, and frozen thousands of years ago, waiting for the day Earth would call again. Now, the call had come. Inside the Ghost Titan, Spectre had finished syncing with the other ships in the fleet. Massive vessels began to wake from slumber, each one drifting out from hidden vaults inside moons, asteroids, and forgotten bases. 32 ships had joined the fleet, but something strange was happening. One vessel, far older, far larger than even the Ghost Titan, had sent a weak ping. Alara stood in the command room as the signal came in. Spectre said, "Supercarrier Indomitus has been found." Alara stepped forward. Location: Hollowgrave Nebula. A sharp silence fell. In the room, the Hollowgrave was a cursed place. Thousands of ships had entered. None had returned. Even the Council avoided it. Alara didn't flinch. "Set course," she said. "We bring our brothers home." Hours later, the fleet entered the nebula. Gas clouds swirled around them like angry ghosts. Visibility was near zero. Static buzzed in all systems. But Spectre guided them. At the heart of the nebula, hidden behind a curtain of plasma storms, they saw it, Indomitus. It was massive. Even the Ghost Titan looked small next to it. Its hull was scarred. Its engines were cold. But something pulsed inside it. Alara took a shuttle and boarded the dead supercarrier. As she moved through the dark halls, she saw remains of old battles. Burnt walls, shattered bulkheads, broken drones. The ship had fought something, and survived. At the core, she found the command chamber. A single AI core was still running. Flickering, fading, Alara touched the panel. "Commander Alara Voss, Earth Fleet 01, requesting system access." A long silence, then a deep, ancient voice replied. "Commander Voss. Recognized. Access granted." Lights came on, systems powered up, and then, for the first time in 500,000 years, the Indomitus opened its eyes. The Indomitus was awake. Systems lit up one by one. Its engines hummed. A low vibration passed through the ship like it was stretching after a long sleep. Alara stood in silence, staring at the massive display screens. The ship was running scans across the nebula, reaching out like a sleeping giant sensing the world. "Again, status?" she asked quietly. Spectre, patched into the ship's old core, answered. "All primary systems functional. Weapons offline but repairable. Crew stasis chambers, all empty." "Empty?" Alara turned sharply. Yes, records show the crew disembarked 476,000 years ago. No destination recorded. She frowned. Then where did they go? No answer. But there was no time for questions now. The Ghost Titan had received a transmission. Urgent, short, desperate. A council battlecruiser had vanished, right outside the hollow grave. The fleet was already on edge. Alien worlds had seen strange shadows in space. Entire moons were being drained of energy. Someone, or something, was moving. Back in the council chambers, chaos ruled. Admirals shouted. Planets pulled their ships back to home defense. A new war was coming, but no one knew against what. Only one message had brought silence again. Earth's lost fleet has returned. Some cheered, most feared. They remembered Earth's power, its weapons, its silence. And now, its ghosts. Alara returned to Ghost Titan and sent a signal to all active ships. Fleet expansion approved. Begin reactivation protocols for Vaults 7 through 19. Beneath frozen planets and dust-covered space stations, deep within broken satellites and disguised asteroids, machines began to move. A new wave of ships started to wake. Some hadn't been seen since the early starfaring days of mankind. The galaxy watched, nervous. Then came the second shock. A new signal, not from Earth, but from something older. Buried beneath a dead sun, a signal reached the Earth fleet's network. It was not friendly, unknown. Ancient code, violent tone. Spectre analyzed it, then spoke with a tone Alara had never heard before. This signal predates Earth's rise, and it carries one message. Silence must not return. Ilara's eyes narrowed. Prepare all ships. Set defensive grid. If something wants to stop us, we'll show them why Earth became legend. As the Indomitus joined formation, surrounded by awakened warships, the stars themselves seemed to pause. What had been asleep for 500,000 years was no longer sleeping, and it was not alone. In the far center of the galaxy, the Galactic Council held its most secret meeting in centuries. The chamber was silent. No holograms, no recordings. Only flesh and blood leaders sat around the cold metal table. Chancellor Irix of the Zol Empire spoke first. We all saw the same thing. Earth's fleet is active. General Vashur of the Trellic Dominion growled. 500,000 years, and they rise now? Why? No one answered. But then, a door opened. A very old alien, wrapped in thick robes, entered. He walked slowly, with a cane. Everyone in the room stood in silence. They knew his face. Grand strategist Arun of the Valari, retired centuries ago, was once part of the first war against early humans. He looked at the group, then said in a calm, rough voice, "You're asking the wrong question." They all stared at him. It's not why they woke up. It's what made them sleep for so long. He leaned on the table. Earth never lost. They just disappeared. And now, they remember. The council remained quiet. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, more strange things began to happen. On the edge of a broken star system, another hidden ship appeared. It looked like a jagged triangle, dark as space itself. It hovered above a blackened moon. And then, without warning, it fired a pulse. That pulse hit the moon and unlocked a structure buried deep inside. An ancient base, human-made, and inside, machines began to power up. Screens lit with Earth language. A deep female voice echoed through. The chamber. System reset complete. Omega protocol active. The base was alive again. Drones poured out of the surface like ants from a hive. Silent, precise. They spread across the nearby sector, scanning, searching. A Zarn patrol cruiser approached. It hailed the base. No response. The cruiser fired a warning. Shot. Big mistake. In less than 3 seconds, the cruiser shut down completely. Its weapons froze. Its engines stopped. Its crew floated helpless inside. Then, nothing. The base did not destroy them. It simply left them powerless and watched. That silence was worse than death. Back on the Ghost Titan, Commander Alara Voss walked along a corridor lined with glowing walls. Each panel showed data from across the stars. Ships moving, planets shifting, comms traffic. The fleet's old AI, named Spectre, spoke to her. "Commander, multiple Earth outposts have awakened. Fleet vessels are reconnecting. Power at 34%. Continue rebooting," Ilara ordered. "Prioritize recon-class units. I want full eyes on the Council's movements," the AI replied. "Confirmed." Then Ilara stopped. One screen showed something. Unexpected, a human colony, still active, not one from their fleet, not frozen, a hidden world of descendants. They had survived. She touched the screen. "Root us there," she said softly. The Ghost Titan turned in space. Across the galaxy, the Council's sensors flared. The ship was on the move again. Panic set in, but they were wrong. Ilara wasn't moving to attack. She was going home. At that same moment, on a forgotten blue-green planet orbiting a twin sun, a child looked up at the sky. He saw a flash of light, a shape moving like a shadow across the stars. He pointed up and shouted, "Mom!" "What's that?" His mother looked, and her eyes filled with tears, because the symbol on the ship's belly was the Earth flag, the real one, unchanged after 500,000 years. The old world was returning. The Earth ship, Ghost Titan, moved silently through deep space. No other signal matched its power. It didn't ask for permission. It didn't respond to calls. It just moved, like a shadow with purpose. Inside, Commander Ilara Voss stood alone in the command chamber. Her face was calm, but her thoughts raced. The ship was almost fully awakened. Systems that hadn't run in 500,000 years were now glowing bright. AI drones flew through the halls, repairing walls, activating stations, and unlocking hidden weapons. "Spectre," she said. "What's our current status?" The AI responded with its cold, steady voice. "Fleet synchronization at 71%. 17 vessels responding. 5 in final reboot. 1 remains missing. Earth-class supercarrier Indomitus." Ilara's eyes narrowed. "The Indomitus, still not found?" "No," Spectre replied. "Last signal was traced to the Holograve Nebula," Ilara whispered. "Then we go there next." But before she could say more, a screen flashed red. An emergency ping. Spectre said, "Alert! Long-range scouts detect Council recon fleet heading toward Sector Delta 4, location of human survivor colony." Ilara's eyes widened. They found the colony. On the planet called New Terra, people were still living a simple life. The survivors of ancient humans, descendants of the ones who had fled Earth's collapse, had no idea what was waking in the stars. They didn't know that war fleets were moving again, and they didn't know what was coming, but someone did. In the colony's small research station, an old man sat quietly, watching the skies. He wore a necklace made from an ancient dog tag. His name was Marcus Gray, the last living man who remembered the Earth code. The skies above the colony shimmered. Council recon ships arrived, cloaked and armed. Marcus stood up, slowly walked to the old transmitter, and sent a single message. "They're here." Far away, on Ghost Titan, Ilara got the signal. "No more waiting," she said. "Prepare for warp. Set course. New Terra." As the Ghost Titan entered warp space, alarms began sounding across galactic systems. Council command centers scrambled. Fleets were activated. Warnings spread like fire. The Earth vessel is heading toward a civilian planet. They're planning an attack. But they were wrong. The Ghost Titan wasn't coming to attack. It was coming to defend. Just before the Council ships above New Terra could descend, space around them tore open. Light flashed, and the Ghost Titan emerged, bigger than all of them. Silent, itsy. Weapons stayed cold. Its shields glowed deep blue. Ilara appeared on every Council screen. Her voice was steady and clear. "This world is under Earth protection. Leave, or be removed." The alien commander, a proud officer from the Serac Dominion, laughed. "This planet is unclaimed. You have no right," Ilara replied. "We have every right. They carry Earth blood. The Serac ships powered up weapons. The sea, Ghost Titan, didn't move. But then something terrifying happened. All the Council ships, dozens of them, suddenly lost power. Lights off. Engines dead. Weapons frozen. Spectre had shut them down. From distance, no shots fired, no shields broken, just silence. One by one, the Council ships began to drift. Alara said nothing more. She didn't need to. Earth had spoken. On New Terra, the people looked to the sky. Some cheered, some cried. For the first time in their lives, they knew. They were not forgotten. Commander Alara stepped out from the ship onto the planet's surface. The old man, Marcus, walked up to her. He saluted. She saluted back. "Welcome." "Home, Commander," Marcus said. Alara smiled. "We're just getting started." The lost children of Earth had been found, and now the galaxy would learn what that truly meant. The galaxy trembled. Hundreds of ships now floated in tight formation. Earth's ancient war fleet, once lost to time, now fully awake. Their black hulls shimmered under alien stars. Some were scarred from old wars. Others looked untouched, like they had never seen battle. But all radiated one thing. Danger. Admirals across the galaxy demanded answers. Why are they rising now? What woke them? And most importantly, who do they plan to fight? Alara stood on the command deck of the Indomitus, watching the last ship fall into formation. Her crew, once only a handful, now had thousands. Recruits, AIs, veterans who had lived in hiding, all returned to serve the forgotten command. But the enemy still hadn't shown its face, only the signal repeated. Again, silence must not return. Then, finally, it arrived. A tear in space opened near the edge of the galactic core. A massive structure drifted through. It didn't belong to any known species. Black, twisted, alive, and full of hate. It began eating stars, one by one. It drained entire solar systems of light and energy. Nothing survived its path. The Council fleet was sent first. Over 300 modern warships attacked. They were erased in seconds. No explosion, no wreckage, just gone. Panic spread. Civilizations began evacuating core planets. Some surrendered without a fight. Others prayed. And Earth's fleet? It moved silently. When alien leaders sent messages to Alara begging for help, she said only one thing. "We were silent for 500,000 years. We watched, we warned. You called us relics. Now, you'll watch us burn the sky." The Indomitus jumped first, not alone. 10 capital-class warships jumped behind her, then 50 more. They faced the ancient enemy, something so old it remembered the first suns. It had no name, no face, only hunger. But Earth's fleet had something else. Purpose, history, anger. The first wave of Earth ships unleashed weapons not seen in 500,000 years. Singularity lances, temporal torpedoes, neural disruptors, all tech so advanced the enemy paused for the first time. It adapted fast. But Earth's fleet adapted faster because inside every ship was a human mind. The battle raged across space. Stars collapsed, moons shattered. Even Spectre said, survival odds less than 3%. And still they fought. One ship, the Resolute, rammed the core of the enemy construct, sacrificed itself to expose the weakness. Another, the Titanborn, fired its main cannon, draining all power. Finally, the Indomitus unleashed Earth's last weapon, Project Judgment. A weapon so powerful, Earth had buried it before vanishing. A blinding wave swept across the system, and silence followed. True silence. The enemy was gone. The tear in space sealed, and across the galaxy, stars burned quietly again. No message came. After, no warning, no threat. But one signal did go out, from the Indomitus to all corners of space. Humanity has returned, not to conquer, not to rule, but to remind the galaxy. Never mistake silence for weakness. The fleet didn't stay. One by one, the ships vanished again, into secret routes and deep space, watching, waiting. And the galaxy, it would never forget. Because, no, every child would grow up hearing one story, the day Earth's ghosts saved the stars.